All right, we're going to make some lucky little shamrocks, and I'm using worsted weight yarn in my H hook, and we're going to start with a magic loop or a magic circle. And if you're not sure how to do that, you can check out my video on how to make a magic circle. But we are going to start with 8 single crochets in our magic circle. Now, like I said, I'm using worsted weight yarn in my H hook, but you can use any yarn for this pattern. Just make sure you're using the hook that's the right size. Now that we have 8 single crochets in here, we're going to go ahead and pull our circle tight. And then let's slip stitch into that first stitch we made to close our loop. And we're going to go ahead and chain 1. And then we're going to do an increase round here. So we're going to work into the same stitch that we used to join, and we're going to put 2 single crochets in there. And then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that around, alternating 2 single crochets followed by 1 single crochet until we get back to our first stitch that we made. And you'll have a total of 12 stitches. And we'll go ahead and slip stitch into that first stitch to close our circle. And then let's go ahead and pull our magic circle a little bit tight if it loosened up on you a little bit. I find it's easier to tighten it when I have a few more stitches to hold on to. Now we're not going to chain 1, and we're going to start working in the second stitch of the round here, so not the same as the joining. And we're going to make a single crochet. And then still working in that same stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet and then a double crochet. And then we're going to do a treble crochet. So yarn over twice, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2 once more. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets. And then we're going to do a treble crochet. And then we're closing the other side of our petal now, so we're going to work in reverse order. Double crochet, a half double crochet, oops, pull through all 3 loops, and then a single crochet. And then to really close that down next to the center there, we're going to find the next stitch, which is, it gets kind of buried under all those stitches we just made. We're going to find that next stitch and slip stitch into there, and then slip stitch into the next stitch. So you've got 2 slip stitches in a row. And then we're going to continue working the rest of the petals in the same way. So single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, 2 double crochets, and then treble, double, half double, and single until you get around to those last 2 stitches. You're going to slip stitch into that, and then your final slip stitch goes into the join from the previous round. And now you've got 4 petals. Now we need to make a little stem. So we're just going to chain 10. And then to make our stem nice and symmetrical, we are going to turn it over and work into those back bumps of our chain that we just made. And this will also give it a nice little curve. And we're just going to slip stitch back up all of those chains. Sometimes you have to wiggle it a little, wiggle the hook a little bit to really get into that back bump. But slip stitch all the way back up. And then once you get up there, we want to make sure that stem is really in flush and tight with our shamrock. So we're going to go ahead and cut our yarn. And then we're just going to pull the yarn through and make a slip stitch and pull it nice and tight. You could do this on the front or the back of the shamrock, either one. Just make sure you tighten that down. And then just weave in your ends and you're done and you've made a lucky little shamrock.